Well, first, I've been campaigning for a better Rhode Island, and to me what that means is better economy, better job opportunities, and better schools. So I think that the signature piece will be really focused on the better economy and better job opportunities and better schools. So I'll be working to create a space where the state of Rhode Island gets better. I've been mayor of the town of Cumberland for the last 12 years, and every day when I get up, I ask myself, what decisions are being made today that'll make my town a place where people want to live? And I would do the same thing as Lieutenant Governor. So I would say the signature piece would be that we really need to address this high unemployment in the state of Rhode Island, and we need to address the very low business friendliness, and they're connected. So I'd be working very hard to make sure that we become a lot more business friendly. And I think that what will happen then is that the unemployment rates will drop as a result of that. So I would expect that after the 4 years in office that we would want to be a lot more business friendly in the state of Rhode Island. Well, the budget at $1 million gives you the flexibility. I'll be staffing up that office based on skill and talent levels that can bring back returns to the taxpayers in the state of Rhode Island. So I won't hire anyone that I don't believe that we'll get at least a 2-for-1 advantage in terms of what we invest in the individual. So with the office talking about emergency management, for instance, we'll hire in a really strong, skilled person in emergency management to address that issue as emergencies come up, but also it'll allow us to really work hard to regionalize and consolidate the public safety dispatch in our communities. And that's what we've been working on as mayors, but have not been able to quite make it happen. The Lieutenant Governor as Emergency Management Director can do that. So what I would say in short is that I wouldn't hire anyone that we could not show that we got a great return for that investment. And I wouldn't expect the budget to go higher, but I do, in my budgets I've worked in the town of Cumberland on, I present budgets that are balanced, and then I manage budgets for surpluses. So I wouldn't think that would be any different. So we'll have a net gain on that investment in that office. And by what I mean that is that if we hire someone, we'll measure that individual's input and outcomes so that we know that if we're paying somebody $50,000 on a job, we're going to want to get at least $50,000 of value and be able to document that. Well, we talked about the small business issue a few questions ago, but this is what I've done. So as mayor of town of Cumberland, I'll give you a concrete example, because I think you need to be very intentional and not just be wishing it. Wishing and hoping and praying is not going to get it done. You got to be very, very intentional about it. So when I first became mayor in town of Cumberland, we had a 5-point downgrade on our bond rating. We went to junk bond. So what I did is I called Moody's, who was the rating agencies in New York, and I asked them very specific questions. What do we need to do to raise our bond rating? So over the 12 years that I've been in office, our bond rating has been upgraded 8 times. So today, during the summer, we just got Moody's up to a AA rating in the town of Cumberland, and S&P has given us 3 upgrades in the last year to AA. So what I did, in anticipating that the office is going to be involved with small business advocacy, as a 35 years in small business myself, I've rode this roller coaster in the state of Rhode Island where we're the first in and the last out of these recessions. Got to stop. So I called up the people who are grading us at the lowest business friendliness in the country. It's a company called Thumbtack in San Francisco, and I talked to the executive director, and what did I ask him? The same question I asked Moody's. What are the 3 metrics? What are the 3 things that we need to work on to get us out of last place? And those 3 things were labor training, tax structure, and licensing. So that would be my focus. And within the first 90 days in office, I will provide a plan, a roadmap, so that we're competitive with our neighboring states in the issues of taxes, in the issues of licensing, in the issues of job training. And the anticipation is that we're going to get out of last place, and then we're going to move up that list, and Rhode Island's going to become a lot more business friendly, and the unemployment rate is going to drop. Well, I don't know if it's unique, but what I've done as mayor is that I helped organize a group of municipal leaders in the state of Rhode Island. Republicans, Democrats, independents, town managers, and we've met on a regular basis. Very organic group, but we meet intentionally to talk about how we can help the taxpayers in our community. So I wouldn't think that would be any different with the governor. I would certainly be reaching out in the same way. And I'll just give an example of what we've done as a core group. So we are 33,000 people in the town of Cumberland that I represent. But when we added more and more people in, Johnston, Mayor Policina, Mayor Lombardi, Town Administrator Alman, Mayor Fung from Cranston, Mayor Avedisian from Warwick, and we got together and we said to Blue Cross, look, we want a rate for those 450,000 people, no longer for 33,000 people. And what happened was when we did that, we lowered rates in Johnston, in North Providence, saved those taxpayers $300,000, $400,000 a year. Our rate alone in Cumberland, we were at $68 per individual that we were being charged by Blue Cross. We dropped that by consolidating services down to $28 and saved our taxpayers $250,000 a year for the last 5 years, over $1 million. So I would expect the same type of collaboration. It certainly doesn't fear. I have no fear of actually working with people to create a better Rhode Island, and as I described earlier, that better economy, better job opportunities, and better schools. And I'll be willing to do that in any way that's possible to make sure that our state's a better place to live. As mayor for 12 years in the town of Cumberland, I was very involved with our public safety and emergency management. So from that point of view, I got a pretty good idea of what needs to be done in the state to make sure that we're prepared, whether it's in hurricanes or weather situations or things that have to do with medical emergencies. We have a CERT team in our town that makes sure that we provide the examples in terms of making sure that we run these test runs for handing out meds and that type of thing. So I would say that the main thing is that I'm going to hire in an absolute master or someone who has had that emergency management training to make sure that that position that we're handling at the highest level of professionalism to protect the residents in the state of Rhode Island from emergencies that could be upcoming. And as I mentioned earlier, in terms of consolidation, regionalization, the Office of Lieutenant Governor I see as a place where my first call will be to bring in all the municipal leaders that I've been working with and have a meeting with them there and ask them for permission that I can actually sit at their table as a former mayor and discuss these issues. And one of the things that I think that is really going to help the taxpayers and help consolidate and regionalize is doing that in the public safety dispatch area, where we can regionalize public safety dispatch. And that's the first step in to really connecting in with the communities on the emergency management issue. So I think that's to answer the question, I think the major change is to create consolidation, regionalization with the communities out there. And based on my experience as a mayor, working with other mayors and municipal leaders, that's going to be a top priority in my office as Lieutenant Governor.